Overall, with the Village game, Resident Evil Village, I talked about how I saw the negative reviews. The positive reviews are just skyrocketing. People
Really?
are saying they love it. And there's people who I know there's people who give it 5 stars and they're like, I never even played the game, I'm giving it 5 star. I don't look at that. I look at the people who's like, I've gotten the demo, I've gotten this, I played this, I love it, and the game hasn't even come out yet. Or this person's like, I just got it, I love it. Or this person's like, I just finished it, I love it.
Okay, so do you think overall of every Resident Evil game, do you think, at least from the time you've played, and let's say compare that to the other times, so let's say you play an hour, compare that to an hour, the first hour of the other games, do you think it's the best one?
I think it's on par with the last game, Resident Evil. No, I'm sorry, not the last game was not Resident Evil 7. It was not. It was a remastered version of another Resident Evil. I think it's like Resident Evil 2 or 3, something like that. I didn't find that one very fun. You know, I mean, it was great the first time, but once you play it once, you're like, that's it. Damn. Now, it's cool. It's a fun game, and it does have replay value because once you replay it again, they give you stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, it was kind of repetitive. I will give that one like a 7 or 8. But Resident Evil 7 and then this one now, they both come off each other. I've given Resident Evil 7 like a 9.5.
For the story?
For story, gameplay, and everything. Because the gameplay, a lot of people have told me that's repetitive. You're running around, monster shows up, you knife it or shoot it. But those monsters, that's the thing though, is when you're shooting, let's say you have 10 bullets and it takes you 11 to kill this. I mean, now you gotta switch your tactic. Let's say that somebody took all your weapons. Now what are you gonna do? You're running. You actually have to run for your life in certain parts of these games. There's certain parts where you don't get to fight. There's certain parts where you can't fight.
Right.
There's certain parts where you can choose to fight. That's why it's not repetitive, because there's different scenarios.
I did, like, thinking about it like that way, I guess I could see it being better, but coming from a person that haven't seen any of the other games,
Yeah.
I was getting a little bored, not going to lie.
Of which one? Right? This one?
Yeah, this one. Because, I mean, it just seemed very slow, and it seemed like that kind of thing where, you know, you go fight the monsters, and they try to kill you, you kill, blah, blah, blah. But you saying that, and then seeing how it expands a little, it does seem interesting, because I am getting a little curious. I'm like, okay, what happened to the mother? Why did they take the baby, kill her, and then drop him off
I don't
wherever?
think she's dead.
But she's human, right?
Well, he gave her an antidote, but never said that she went back to being human.
Because the guy that took the baby away said...
Chris, I think is his name.
I have no idea.
I can't remember his name. But he took the baby from her.
But he called them mortals. Or he called the guy a mortal.
Yeah, him. Because he wasn't infected, I don't think. That's what we don't
the mold.
Yeah, the mold was around both of them.
So, with her getting infected by the mold and cured, she's not really cured, is she?
Well, I look at it like this: of if you saw the other, like the mom, dad, the men, like all them people who were the bad guys in the last game, they were like, they'd get their heads chopped off and come back to life. They would get like shot in the face and just keep walking at you. And even her, his wife, you shot her with a freaking gun and she came back. You killed her multiple times in that whole game, and she was there at the end of the game. And you gave her an antidote. And is she now mortal again? I mean, she may be mortal, but she's harder to kill. Because remember, like, she was sitting there at the table, and she got shot in the arm. She wasn't like, I'm shot. She turned and had an angry face, was looking out the window, and she kept getting shot over and over again, and she was still standing.
Yeah, I did notice that.
And then she even was getting up. He shot her in the head like 3 or 4 times to make sure she was dead.
Okay, so basically, because what I was thinking when they were getting healed and doing all this, I just thought it was that kind of game where like, oh, it's just a game, but everything has a reason, a meaning. Okay.
And there's a lot of hidden things. And I know, like, watching PewDiePie and stuff, he's a good YouTuber, and he does have very good eyes and sees things. And there's stuff that he won't see, and there's stuff that he will see. But he, just like me, whenever there's things I'll skip on accident. But if you look close, you'll see things hidden that kind of hint towards other things or past things.
Right. I mean, because I feel like, you know, everybody's got different minds, different eyes.
Yeah.
So you'll notice something that somebody else won't.
There was a point in the game in the very beginning where you're holding the daughter walking through the house, and if you go upstairs into the room where all the stuff is stored away, there's a newspaper you can pick up and read, and it talks about how what happened in Louisiana was covered up, and they acted like nothing happened. So it kind of helps you open your mind up to go, oh my goodness, what are these? There's a book on the bookcase you can pick up that shows military training and gun know-how. He's prepared for something to happen. Like he has been through military training, and he has a book on guns on how to use them, how to do this. So they're all paranoid. He's paranoid. Ethan is, but the wife is not. She just wants to be done with it.
What do you think about the jump scares?
I got a couple times.
Really? I don't know if it's just me watching the gameplay because it wasn't scary at all to me. But I feel like if you were playing the game, it would be different.
I will say that playing it is different from watching it. There are horror games that you can watch and it gets you, but there's some that when you're playing it, it's your own movement. It's your choices you're making.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of people are like. Oh, this game's not even scary. I've been watching this jump scare over and over again. It's not scary. Yeah, but are you the one experiencing that jump scare, or is somebody else experiencing it, and then you're experiencing it through them?
I mean, it's like if you're watching a movie, but then if you're actually in real life, you know.
You ever been to the movie theater and you watch a scary movie and you're like, whoa, oh my gosh, and then you're like, this movie's so good, I buy it, and then you watch it at home and you're like,
yeah, it's not the same.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Is you're either there or you're not there. Mm-hmm. If you're there, it's your own actions, and I bet you the people playing it have had like jump scares and they're like, oh. Like I bet you anything PewDiePie, like whenever something scary happens, he's not like, oh.
Yeah, so far, I think he's done two or three so far. But the first one, he's like, I feel a jump scare coming, and then he's like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, if you expect a jump scare, it's kind of hard. There's been times where I've expected a jump scare, and I turn around, and I'm like, oh, and I keep walking, and then bam, and I'm like, shoot.
Honestly, I never watch gameplays ever.
Yeah.
But I know because you were talking about this. Since I'm not usually won't get the game, I thought might as well watch the gameplay. But
PewDiePie is one of the best to watch his gameplay.
He honestly makes it more entertaining. Because when there'll be like a dull moment, he'll just like make some jokes or whatever and make it more like entertaining.
He's very good with his gameplays, and even whenever I'm done playing mine and finished it, I might watch his gameplay to see his emotion and reaction.
If I were you, I'll probably do the same. Whether it be PewDiePie or just other YouTuber, because it's kind of like when you watch a show that you like and you talk to somebody, or see somebody talk about it. It's that kind of thing where at least for me, I just like seeing people talk about something I like.